My impression of the so-called mega endorsement rally that held yesterday to me spurs of a gross embarrassment of the psyche of the average Ekiti citizen. Why am I saying so? I believe to a very large extent, without prejudice to the governor, he has a right to say he wants to go for the second term because he has been elected. So he's a duly elected governor of Ekiti State. And he has a right to say he wants to go for the second term. But there are certain things, the way we have come up in life, that we know certain things have to be done the right way. The first thing I will say, why I said this embarrassment in the very first place, this particular state, Ekiti State, is governed by laws. The same thing with the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It was something very funny to me to realize that there have been endorsements and upon endorsements in Ekiti State, while the ban on politics has not actually been lifted. Even yesterday, they said they were endorsing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, cum the governor of Ekiti State, Governor Oyebanji. You can as well bear me witness that even the president, even that same yesterday, sent out a statement. The presidency sent out a statement that all these endorsements and rallies, political rallies ahead of the 2026 or 2027 elections are most premature, and they are against the electoral laws of Nigeria, the Electoral Act, and the guidelines of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. So from that very standpoint alone, a legal person, even if you are doing the right thing, and you are doing it the wrong way, it still makes it very wrong. The endorsement was purely illegal. It was wrong ab initio, and no one in his right conscience should be a part of it. Now, let's go to the endorsement itself. Let's assume that, okay, with that considered fact that, okay, you can do endorsements. People have a right to do endorsements. But on what premise do you bring your endorsement? Is it on account of your performance in office? Or is it on account of the fact that you just found that the people are so, they are so gullible and you can just ride roughshod over them? I'm a stakeholder in Ekiti State, and I'm a keen watcher of the developments of my state. And I've been seeing that in the past 3 years that Governor Biodun Abayomi has been there, this state has moved backwards in every parameter you can just mention.
Backwards?
Yes, sir. In the areas of health, when I was in Ekiti State, when I was actually living in Ekiti State, because I have my people here, I went to the Ekiti State University Teaching Hospital. And when I got there, my discoveries were most baffling. Things have been so backward. Things have actually gone down. The standards, in fact, Ekiti State University today, Teaching Hospital today, is not worthy of its name. Ask the professional, the medical doctors, the medical officers, and everything, and all those people that are actually there. You see the state of the facilities. That particular hospital, teaching hospital, is not much more better than a general hospital in every particular standard. If you go to certain states, you begin to see what I'm saying. Even some states will believe that they don't even know how to do certain things, or maybe their leaders and all that are so intelligent. I was in Gombe recently. I saw what the governor in Iwaya was doing there. I've been to some other states in the north, because most of the time we say, okay, we are very intelligent over here and we know what to do. I believe to a very large extent, Ekiti State is one of the most backward states in Southwest, and which should be the most hungry people. The state must be hungry for development. But the reverse is the case. Let's go down the areas of, as Governor Oyebanji actually felt very well in health, forget it, he hasn't. In the area of education, he hasn't. Let's go to infrastructure, because that one comes so visible for every people to see. If I talk about education, a lot of people have their reservations because education is not a tangible thing you can just touch. But let's look at the physical developments, because that is even what most governors do. Even if they don't know anything to do, even an average governor, even if he does not even know what to do, when he comes into office, he wants to touch the infrastructure, the physical infrastructures. And one of the infrastructure that most governors do, and by which people judge the performance of a governor in a state, is the network of roads, motorable roads. because it enhances transportation and it also enhances the economy of the state. As we talk today, yours sincerely can bear me witness that all the roads leading to Ekiti State are in a very sorry state. A couple of times now that I've been coming to Ekiti State, I've not been coming with my car because I will end up destroying that very car. So I've been coming, and even when I come to public transport, the process has always been so tasking and been so, inconvenient because the roads are bad. I can tell you there are a lot of vehicles that used to come to Ekiti State and they have to find other routes through which they get to some other state. They don't pass through Ekiti State any longer. As I'm speaking from Ekiti State. On my way come to this very studio this morning, I knew what I see encountered even within Ekiti State, the Ekiti State capital itself. I had a lot of challenges on the road because of this, the poor state of roads. There are gullies in the middle of roads. Go to Okenyimi, you see it right in front of the BC Egbeyemi market there. You will see it there. Right down here at Bashiri, you will see them there. Those are the junction at Bashiri versus St. Gregory Hospital. You see the state of roads. These are within the state. Now let's cascade that to the sub-regionals as far as it is concerned. Go to local governments. There's nothing good to write home about the state of infrastructure when it concerns roads in Ekiti State. And this affects the economy of the people.
The governor defended the issue of roads at his mega endorsement rally. For example, talking about the federal roads, he said they had been awarded. And actually, he made a number of trips, trying to impress it upon the federal government authority to see that these roads are done. And he believes that they will soon be handled, and work is ongoing on some of them.
I believe to a very large extent, Mr. Governor has been economical with the truth. Because it has taken you 3 good years before you can engage the federal government to still be planning when you are almost at the twilight of your administration, then it leaves much to be desired, and there's a lot we can reason out of that. I have one very popular thing they used to say that, okay, that because the federal road, the federal government do it. I can tell you here, sincerely, even at the twilight of Buhari administration, the former Minister of Works and Housing, former Lagos State Governor, Raji Fashola, they designed the Akure Ado Ekiti Road. And they even mobilized to site to a very large extent. And when this new government came, I also saw the present Minister of Housing, Dave Umahi, talking about the same road that has been resigned, that has been re-awarded. But up to now, nothing has been done. I believe to a very large extent there's a disconnect between the governor of Ekiti State and the federal government. That's what I can just relay with it. There's a disconnect. And part of your job as a governor is to make sure that you have the right necessary rapport. Almost about 3.5 billion Ekiti people cannot go to Abuja and start talking to the federal government. That's why we have a governor.
So what do you mean by disconnect?
Yes, what I mean by disconnect is that the governor of Ekiti State is in a better position to actually explain, but I believe he has not actually been meeting the federal government to really present the state of things accurately to the Federal Ministry of Works or maybe to the presidency. That's where I say there's a disconnect. It's a different thing for you to be going to Abuja every now and then and coming back. Once you don't see any result, that means something's actually wrong. Because other states are going there and they're getting results. One of the things I also learned, they said that it's because the federal road and as a result they can't do it and the federal government can do it, that if they do it, that if the state government does it, and that they will not be refunded the money. I beg to disagree on that. Because to a very large extent, I've seen other states doing the same thing. The federal roads in their states, they go and do it. The issue with the federal government is that before you do a state road, the federal government expects to come and meet the presidency or maybe the Federal Ministry of Works. Then you sit down together about that particular road you want to do. Then you agree on the parameters and the specifications that you want to do it. And once you do it, according to the specifications, even while you are executing that very project, the Federal Ministry of Works itself will also be monitoring. And so you'll be doing dual certifications of the quality of job that's actually been delivered. And once you do that and you finish that very project, they give you your money. Governor Yufayoshi can attest that because He has said that kind of a thing, even in River State. That was why Wike was able to really do enormously well. So in our state, it happens. So somebody going on the air, or maybe start telling, sending the signal that the federal government, if you can't do federal roads, because of that, you can't do anything. If they had done the right thing, what the federal government does not actually want is that it doesn't want the state to just say, okay, I will do federal road, and the state just did any kind of shady job, and maybe they spent 200 million naira on the project, and they come to federal government to say they want to claim 5 billion. That was the whole reason why the federal government has said, okay, if you want to do our roads, come to us. Let's talk together and see how we can just get that one sorted out. Once you are able to really meet those criteria, you are fine with the federal government. So there's no point blaming the federal government that because it's a federal road, that's why you cannot do it. The federal government does not reside in Ekiti State. It's the people of Ekiti State that are suffering this issue of bad roads. Other states have been doing it. Why can't you do it? Are you not there for the people? Are you there for the people? The President Tinubu is responsible for the entire people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, but you have a stake in your own state. A governor is like the president in his own state. Everything. And that's why, even if the federal government try to really change you in any other kind of thing, you have a right to go to court and say, okay, my own particular stake in this nation has not been given to me. That's why the federal government cannot shortchange you by whatever way. Even if it's just by 5 naira, the federal government cannot shortchange you. You attend FAC allocations every month, and you calculate. It's what you calculate has to align what the federal government has actually calculated. That's the way it is done. So coming around to say that, infrastructure-wise, we are having a problem with federal government, I believe that is being clever by half.
One area where the governor scored much accolades has to do with his ability to have brought all past governors of the state together under a common understanding.
To me, to a very extent, what me to really rate that he's trying to say that he's trying to run an inclusive administration. But what is inclusive? Is it by bringing the former governors, most of who also messed up the state? We have never really had a good governor in the state. Let's be very frank. This is our own state. The present and the future of this state belongs to us and our children. Don't let us deceive ourselves. Who are the governors that he brought? All the governors, they are all messed up. The first executive governor of the state, what did he do? He has no even idea about administration. The same thing followed by the other governor that actually came after him, which is his influence even in governance has even brought it to this very level, because his idea of area boy political diplomacy, to me, has actually affected the use of a state, whereby they see that policy is a vocation that we just have to embark on. And that's why this area boy approach has been so infused that people will just be banging the ground and hitting you wherever you go and be dropping peanuts for them. It has really affected our youth in such a way that, to a well extent these days, that I wonder what we are going to really do in the rest of that. There must be a total reorientation that this is not what politics is all about. People say politics is bad, politics is bad. Politics is not actually bad. Politics is just an arrangement, a system by which you can bring development into place. Because all of us cannot stand in the saddle at the same time. So that's for him to say, okay, he's bringing governors. Bring the governors together for what? Those people who destroy the state.
Apart from former governor John Kayode Fayemi, all other governors were there. Now, what do you see to the absence of his predecessor, the very man who handed over to him and his wife?
From an onlooker's perspective, and from the little I have at my disposal, I think it starts to do to a very large extent. They are just trying to sell a dummy to the average Ekiti man. Governor Fayemi is very, very much with Bayo. But the reason why he didn't actually come was on the premise of the fact that it has been not only rumored, not that it's been rumored, it is confirmed that it's a part of the coalition against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It's a member, although he has been trying to avoid their meetings recently. As we said today, in every material fact, Governor Fayemi is a member of the ADC. And in the process, since his protege is going for a second time, you might think it's going to be a bad salesmanship for him to go and show up at an APC rally when he's a member of ADC. And that will really be a very bad marketing for Oyebanji. But saying that the two of them, maybe for anyone to insinuate that maybe they are not together again, I don't think it's a right it's a right resonance. It's not right. The thing is that the former Governor Kayode, to me, refused to be in that very rally because he doesn't want to be seen to send a very negative impression about his person and let it rub off on the governor. But one thing I know is that all he's trying to do is that he wants the governor to be supported. He also wants the governor to be elected. But the issue is that with who does Bayo's loyalty lie? As at today, Bayo's loyalty still lies with Governor Kayode. So Governor Kayode is just trying to find a way of helping himself for now, so that he does not use his bad image to rub off on the present Governor Oyebanji in a way that it will cause the powers that be, either in the presidency or maybe in the party, to have a different thinking and on Governor Oyebanji. That's the reason why. That's the reason why I think former Governor Fayemi is not there.
You said it's been confirmed that Kayode Fayemi is a member of the ADC.
Yes, sir.
How was it confirmed?
Yeah. You see, today right now people will say Atiku is a member of ADC. People will say David Mark is a member of ADC. El-Rufai is a member of ADC.
Because they were really there at the...
Yes, the member of ADC.
At the inauguration.
But why do we say they are members of ADC? Has any one of them come to show us their membership cards? No. But because of their involvement and their body languages, we can say they are. Remember, while this thing was happening, this ADC coalition that kind of happened, there's the first major meeting they had. Governor Fayemi was conspicuously present with Atiku, El-Rufai, and the likes. But at the back of his mind, looking at his protege, Oyebanji in Ekiti State, he has to step down. I think that's why he's stepping down. He has never said anything against that coalition ever since that very point in time. And there are several other people who also had the first meeting with that very group at that very point in time. That they have never said anything, they have never shown, they have never actually said, okay, I'm in it or I'm not out of it. So if you are a part of a group that started a thing and you never denounce that very group, you are a member. You still it can still be considered you are one of them. And I believe Development is still one of them because he has never said no. I'm not. We have seen people since when they started this coalition. There are some people after the inauguration of David Mark as a interim chairman. Some guys they have joined the ADC, and within a couple of weeks, 2 weeks or thereabouts, some of them are equally opted out again. So now, if somebody like Governor Fayemi was part of that very group initially, right from at the foundation meeting, that kind of thing, up till now, he has never said anything negative or maybe okay to renounce his membership or say, okay, I don't have anything to do. Even his body language to even identify with the APC global family across the nation, he has never identified with any one of them. The APC that he's still claiming he's part of, he has never. Just go back history and check in the last 6 months or thereabouts. Let's not just go beyond that and see whether Governor Fayemi has in any way actually acted or maybe presented himself as an APC man. So with all that, you realize that he's just trying to be clever by half. That's the way I describe him. He's just trying to make sure that, okay, let me not hurt my protege, Oyebanji, by my action. So he decided to lie low for now. But once his boy gets that mandate at the primaries, you see Fayemi will come back to his true senses. He will put everything in place to make sure that, or maybe after he has been elected, maybe after Oyebanji has been elected for a second time, he will come with his own true colors. But I can tell you with every facts available and with all things that we can see that Fayemi and Bao, they are still together.
People of the Fountain.